Hey everyone, welcome to Micro Mondays episode 3, and this week we're going to be looking at some software, in particular Native Instruments Kontakt. Not as a sample player, we're going to have some sessions later on particular instruments within Kontakt, but this for me is the one for building instruments in sound design, composition, yeah, you name it. Let's take a look. Let's go. So when it comes to designing advanced sampler instruments, one of the most powerful tools available is Kontakt. In this quick walkthrough, I'm going to focus purely on how I use it as a sound design and instrument building platform, rather than a playback engine for third-party libraries. I'll cover that later on in this series. First, everything starts with recording your source sounds. Everything goes here. Your creative imagination is your only limitation. Once you've recorded, noise reduced and edited your source sounds, you will initially move into instrument edit mode. This is where you build the core structure of your sampler instrument. You begin by importing your samples and mapping them across the keyboard in the mapping editor. Here you can define key ranges, velocity layers, round robin groups and sample start behavior. This allows you to construct anything from simple playable patches to highly detailed multi-velocity instruments. In group structure, which is one of Kontakt's most powerful concepts, this lets you organize samples and apply different processing chains to each layer. For example, you might separate attack samples, sustain layers, release triggers or round robin variations into different groups. Each group can have its own envelopes, filters, modulation and effects, giving you incredibly detailed control over the instrument's behavior. Once the samples are mapped and organized, you move into the modulation and performance control. Kontakt provides envelope generators, LFOs, step modulators and modulation routing that allow you to shape how the instrument reacts over time and to performance input such as velocity, mod wheel, aftertouch or CC messages. Another feature is effects routing. Kontakt includes a large suite of built-in processors. For example, EQs, compressors, saturation, convolution reverbs, delays, filters and so much more. These can be inserted at the instrument level, group level or send bus level, allowing you to build complex signal chains. For example, you might process individual groups differently before sending them to shared reverbs or master processing. For advanced behavior, Kontakt provides its own scripting system called KSP, the Kontakt Script Processor. With scripting, you can create custom performance features such as legato engines, chord generators, sequences, articulation switching or intelligent round-robin systems. This is where you can turn a simple sampler into a truly interactive instrument. And finally, there's the GUI design side. A Kontakt allows you to build custom interfaces using background artwork, knobs, sliders and switches and scripted controls. You can design a complete front panel that hides the complexity of the engine and presents the player with intuitive performance controls. This makes your instrument feel like a polished piece of software rather than just a sample map. So, in summary, when I use Kontakt for instrument creation, the workflow typically moves from sample mapping, group organization, modulation design, effects routing, scripting and custom GUI development. When all these elements are combined, Kontakt becomes far more than a sampler. It becomes a full instrument design environment capable of producing extremely complex and expressive virtual instruments. If you're making or using digital instruments, be sure to check out our sampled network on blackgoldaudio.co.uk/sampled.